Okay, ready?
Yep.
Do you want to start the intro this time?
No, you always do it.
Let's change it up. Let's see what happens.
That's going to be so weird.
Let's step outside our comfort zones.
Okay.
And see what happens.
We've literally never done this. Hey, I'm Brian.
I'm Anna.
What did I tell you? It's first of all, it's and I'm Anna.
Yeah, I know, but you didn't say, hey guys, I'm Brian.
Because, well, I'm making it my own.
Okay, then I'm making it my own. Don't complain.
Heath Ledger did his Joker. Jack Nicholson did his Joker. All right?
All right.
And we don't talk about Jared Leto's Joker. Hey, I'm Brian.
And I'm Anna.
And we are...
Hold on.
What?
I missed the we are.
Do you want to say and we are?
I thought we would say that part together.
No.
Oh, left brain, right brain.
Do you know our
Let's start.
videos? We have a channel.
One more time.
Okay. Hey, I'm Brian.
And I'm Anna.
And we are...
Those Annoying
Vegans! And today we have another response video. Last week we did a response video to a video that we agreed with, that Bill Maher New Rules segment. This week we're responding to I accidentally went vegan during a pandemic. This video is by Devin Lytle. She said a few things in her video about veganism, confusing veganism with plant-based, of course. We're not really going to harp on that. We've
talked about it before.
Yeah, we made an entire video about that subject. But we just wanted to share with you guys a couple of things that she brought up in the video that we feel like are stereotypes or like half-truths or
simply need addressing.
Yeah, just things
because, you know, one of the things that happens when people try going vegan for the first time, some people... And she even admitted it in her videos that they don't fully know what veganism is. Mm-hmm. I mean, they hear about it from friends, they have these ideas about it, they see products on the shelves, oh, that's vegan, so I'm vegan. No, veganism, as you know, is an ethical lifestyle that seeks to exclude the exploitation of animals as far as is possible and practicable. Mm-hmm. It's a lifestyle. It's not, oh, I'm going to eat this food that's vegan and therefore I'm vegan. It involves changing your mindset, learning about the animal ag industry, and really seeing what you're contributing to.
I think that people conflate it with food so much because the vast majority of animal exploitation in our society happens in the food industry.
There's also the stuff you buy for your house.
Yeah.
Is it leather? Is it wool?
Yeah. Makeup.
The cleaners, the disinfectants. Cruelty-free, what you do for fun.
It's really just a matter of deciding, pigs deserve just as much moral consideration as dogs, because what's the difference between a pig and a dog? Mm-hmm. Why do we have commercials on TV advertising chewable, flavored heartworm medication for dogs? Human beings, like playing frisbee with dogs, picking up dogs, kissing their dog, loving their dog, running with their dog. Cut to the way we treat pigs.
She'll endure this cycle 4 times over 2 years before she's replaced and sent to slaughter. In the morning, they're forcefully herded to the kill floor, often with an electric prodder.
I've now seen a couple of commercials that have featured pigs as animal companions.
Yeah.
Which has been really nice.
Big step.
We're not going to go through the entire video. It's a bit long, so we're just going to take little pieces of it. And you can feel free to watch the whole video. The link is in our description.
Let's look at Greta Thunberg. Now, we all know her for the unfiltered faces that she made at Donald Trump, Stan. But did you know that she started her activism by challenging her parents to make 3 large lifestyle changes? She asked them to go vegan, to start upcycling, and to cease air travel. Which, yeah, that seems easy enough, right? Just be vegan for a week, just to see if I can do it. It's only a week. I bet I can try it, just to see if I can actually do it.
I feel like people take on that challenge again, not knowing what being vegan actually involves. Taking it on as a challenge, it just...
It's kind of strange because it's an ethical decision that you make.
Yeah.
It would be like, I'm going to see if I can treat women equally to men for a week. Let's just see. Let's just see if in my mind I can conceive of women being my equal. For 7 days. After 7 days, I'm going to go back to not thinking that way.
Yeah.
But for 7 days, I'm going to try.
That's why it's so important to differentiate between plant-based eating and being vegan.
Yeah. 2
different things.
It's Monday, and I'm vegan now. So Monday started a little bit like this. I woke up and I remembered that I committed to being like, hello? Animal products? No, I don't know her. Which meant I had to take inventory of literally every vegan option I had in my fridge and in my pantry, which is something I should have done on Sunday, but again, this is me.
Veggie powder. Veggie cube. Veggie Texas.
By the way, that jackfruit thing that she pointed to in the video is delicious.
It is.
Try it in tacos.
It is.
And the veggie powder, it actually tastes like Parmesan.
It's Parmesan, yeah. It's
it does
Parmesan.
taste like Parmesan.
I mean, if you get the Parmesan, the cow breast milk Parmesan, it comes in a green plastic container. It also looks like powder. It looks like she's shopping at a Lassen's, which is a higher end grocery chain here in Los Angeles. And she's so far just looking at the processed vegan foods, which is another, I feel like, leap that people make when they go from eating animal products to eating plant-based. It's like, okay, well, how can I have exactly what I was having before but vegan? It's still going to be processed, still going to be expensive.
Now here's my problem with veganism so far. It just feels like sometimes people can be very militant about it.
This word militant gets brought up a lot. And you know what? Let's look up the definition of the word militant.
Engaged in warfare or combat, or aggressively active as in a cause.
A militant attitude. Okay. I think that I take issue with the words warfare, combat, and aggressive. If you think that someone is being aggressive by simply suggesting that we shouldn't take living sentient beings with the cognition of a 3-year-old human and murder them at 6 months old just so that we can eat their ass meat, if that's aggressive to you, I think we need to rethink what we're actually doing here. Because what we are doing is we're murdering pigs, we're murdering cows, and we're murdering chickens and their babies, and we're doing so purely for taste pleasure.
I would say that is militant. We have
That's pretty aggressive.
Started a war against these poor innocent victims.
And they're not able to fight back, so we're bullying them in a sense. Like, we're bullying the shit out of pigs, cows, and chickens because they physically can't fight back, and they've been bred to be very docile and obedient and do whatever we say and trust us with their lives, even though we're going to take their lives at a young age, just because we enjoy the way that they taste. Now, Cosmic Skeptic brought up an interesting thing in his debate with Sterling on Modern Day Debate. He said, now, we are doing all of these things for taste pleasure. Now, let's just replace the sensory pleasure. What if I just enjoyed hearing a pig being gassed to death? What if I just loved the way that sounded? What if I just liked listening to a pig squeal to death? Would you approve of it then? That is what we're doing.
Yeah.
It's just we're using taste pleasure instead of auditory pleasure. We could use sight pleasure. What if I just really liked watching a pig die?
Yeah.
Would that be okay?
Now I understand that people have been out here living in these streets without animal products for years. But if Caroline Calloway wants to eat a chicken nugget in her Instagram story, let this girl live. Let her live.
When people make comments like this, all you have to do is replace the victim. So if Johnny, say, wants to smack his girlfriend every now and then, on Mondays perhaps, maybe even post it on social media, let him do it. Let him do it. That's cool. To each his own. You do you, right? Replace the victim. And in this case, chicken nuggets come from a chicken. And if you look behind us over there, we know someone who wouldn't be very happy being turned into chicken nuggets.
And if making the leap from a chicken to a human is too big of a leap, just make the leap from chicken to a dog. If person X wants to just kick their dog on the weekend every once in a while, just let them. Why do you have a problem? Why do you have this issue with someone kicking their dog and posting it on social media? What's the big deal? If you think that is a big deal, congratulations, you understand veganism.
I will be making at least 19 mistakes on this journey, and I'm only doing it for a week. Also, hi, hello, I've done zero research on veganism so far.
That's bold. I mean, not to have done any research on something that you want to challenge yourself on.
She's jumping into veganism not really knowing what it is. Here's what it is. It's just believing that we should treat pigs the same way we treat dogs.
And chickens.
That's it.
And
And
fish.
chickens and fish and cows and
Sheep and goats.
it's
Yeah.
anti-speciesism. Anti-carnism. Carnism would be the belief that it's okay to just pick and choose which species we choose to love and which we choose to exploit. And veganism is the belief that, well, no, all non-human species should be given equal consideration. as far as what's possible and practicable.
Wait, guys, is bread vegan?
Yeah, for the most part. You just have to check for usually whey, milk, honey, and sometimes eggs, but not commonly. Maybe just challah bread.
Yeah.
Or sweet breads.
The super cheap processed white bread and wheat bread is usually vegan. When we buy bread, we try to shoot for the whole grain bread, like whole grain, whole wheat. But yeah, a lot of bread is vegan.
So, my first vegan lunch of the week is this soup that I got. It's like red bean lentil. I really should do this vlog once I finish eating this chip. These corn chips, which, ooh, they're so good. I got an avocado, an apple, and like a cucumber-esque salad. For a snack later, I have one of these coconut milk, dairy-free. Wait, they're dairy-free, but are they vegan? I think, yeah, they're vegan. This is like a vegan product.
That's interesting that she asked that question. Well, I mean, anything...
they're dairy-free, but are they vegan? Yeah.
Yeah, that's
headed in the right direction.
It's a legit question.
It's always good to know what's in your food.
It could have honey. Yeah, read the ingredients. You should know what you're putting in your body.
People get frustrated. They're like, oh, I gotta look at all the ingredients. It's not a bad thing.
Over time, you just learn it. You learn to skim. You know exactly what you're looking for. The animal products are in bold, usually.
Yeah, because almost every animal product is an allergen. The only ones that aren't...
Wonder why.
Yeah. It's almost like we're not supposed to be eating them. Eggs and milk will definitely be in bold because they are allergens. The ones to look out for would be honey and sometimes like gelatin. Or any sort of milk derivative. Like
whey.
Anything made with whey or lactose. But if it has that product in it, it'll usually say like allergen warning dairy because
contains milk.
Contains milk or whatever.
Since when is pesto not vegan?
Pesto has cheese in it.
Yeah.
Cheese is breast milk from a cow.
You can
it's unfortunate. You can make
dairy-free pesto. Yeah.
We have a recipe.
We have. We're just on the same wavelength today.
We're thinking like this.
Okay,
Oh, there's
so
a
I have a
papaya.
vegan haul. All in all of this food cost me around $215. And this is supposed to last me the entire week.
Ooh, $215 for 1 week for one person? Or for you and your partner?
Maybe. Let me see what you
Tell you what, vegan food is not cheap. It's not easy to find. I mean, obviously you have vegetables, you have lentils, you have rice, you have beans. That's pretty easy.
AKA Whole Foods, which we love because they are the healthy food.
But if you're looking for like cheese or vegan mayo or dressings or meat replacements, like I picked up some corn. Bags of that cost like $6 a pop. If you want to get nice vegan, you're gonna spend money. But if you just want to get basic rice, beans, and vegetables, that's where you save.
Let's look really at the definition of what nicer means,
I mean,
because
in terms
really
of food,
these foods are not nice for your body.
No. Corn vegan chicken nuggets are not health foods. They're heavily processed, except they don't have the cholesterol, but they're still not health foods.
But I have to say, like, you know, compared to other people who say try veganism for the first time and like play the victim and oh, it's so hard and I only found this, and like she actually put effort into it. Like her haul looks pretty good. It's a bit expensive. I mean, we've been able to shop for ourselves for 2 weeks for
I think so. It's usually like 150.
Yeah, a couple hundred.
$200.
Yeah.
For 2 weeks for two people.
Yeah, I mean, we mostly purchase whole plant foods. We do occasionally purchase processed food because it's quick when we're working and whatnot, but expect to pay more. That's just the way it is. It's not because it's vegan, it's because it's processed.
Yeah.
Take this Ben & Jerry's vegan chocolate chip cookie dough chunks. These are a whopping $4.59 for an 8-ounce package. Now, compare this to, say, a pound of brown rice and a pound of black beans. For the nutritional value, the brown rice and the black beans are way more affordable and way more nutritious. But get this vegan pack of chocolate chip cookie dough chunks is actually cheaper than its non-vegan counterpart by a little bit.
$4.99 versus $4.59.
Yeah, but that exists, you know? It really depends. However, you're not going to get much out of this. It's not going to fill you up. It's not going to give you vitamins and minerals. It's processed. It's a snack food. But you know, if we're trying veganism for the first time, when we talk to people, you know, on the street, say, who want to try veganism, sure, we will steer them towards those processed foods first, because it's much harder to make a leap from eating a non-plant-based diet to a completely whole foods diet.
Going from like a triple cheeseburger with bacon and mayo on it to a whole food
Black bean
quinoa
burger. Yeah.
and kale salad.
Doesn't sound
bit of a
as
stretch.
appealing. Yeah. People are very attached to their palates. Devin said that it's hard to find products that are vegan. I don't know that that's necessarily, it's true at first because you don't know what products are vegan. So you have to start from scratch. You have to look at all the ingredients labels. Over time, that just becomes second nature. You know what products are vegan, you know what to look for. But isn't that sad that we think that way because we're so used to animal products being in everything? I feel like we're not free in that sense. We're forced to eat
Yeah.
that contains animal products.
The murder and exploitation of baby animals is sort of thrust upon us
Yeah,
as a society, and we have to be the ones to say no.
yeah.
Can I just have like a pizza without any dead baby cows? Is that cool?
I'm trying to cook like I normally do, so I'm just gonna make myself a meal. I made sauteed corn with mushrooms and onions and like a miso sauce. I warmed up some dumplings and I roasted some serrano peppers. In the Instant Pot, we had some brown rice and we got avocado here and some kale. Let's call it a love bowl. Yeah.
I have to say that sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it looks
She
pretty
put
good.
effort into it. I appreciate that. You know, some people like they'll throw weird things together and be like, tofu, I guess.
Tofu and kale and broccoli.
But she like got creative.
Yeah, it looked delicious.
There were definitely moments when I missed fried chicken.
You guys, I forgot that fried chicken existed. And now all I want is fried chicken.
I would posit that you miss the taste of fat. Essentially,
And
that's
salt.
what salt and
And
fat.
herbs.
Salt, sugar, and fat, everyone. Those are the tastes that human beings crave. Usually, immediately, like the first thing you want is salt, sugar, and fat. Like sweet things usually contain ingredients like butter and oil, which are generally fat.
A lot of baked goods have eggs.
Yeah.
Very fatty.
So when you say like, oh, I miss fried chicken, that's essentially what you're craving. And it's about training your body to replace that craving, the thing that you would usually go for, with a different source of fat. Because look, we feel that most people are good people at heart. And if we were to bring Devin to, say, one of the chicken vigils and show her images like this, which we've captured ourselves, we've been there, we've seen this with our own eyes, we would say that maybe you might not miss chicken that much anymore.
Yeah.
It kind of takes the pleasure out of it.
And I know she's trying to make like a non-vegan friendly, she's trying to keep it light, but it always just kind of sticks in my craw a little bit when people make comments like this. Like, I forgot fried chicken was a thing. I really miss that. Oh, I forgot punching my toddler in the face was a thing. I really wish I could do that again, but I decided not to for 1 week. That's effectively what you're saying.
Yeah.
You're saying you miss exploiting this animal who can't fight back.
But we've disconnected from that, you know? That's why comments like this exist, because people don't realize what they're saying. They don't realize that from this to this, there's a whole lot of suffering in between.
Good morning. It is day 2 of being vegan, and I am going to the gym. And this morning, I will say I was very tired. Now, I'm not going to try to stand here, walk here, and blame my fatigue on the lack of protein or animal product in my life. It could just be me and my shenanigans staying up late. But I'm not going to lie to y'all, this first workout with being vegan is going to be a little interesting because I am a little tired.
Beware, Devin, because as a vegan, you can never be tired because other people will always blame, they'll always say it's
Always the
because you're
vegan
vegan. Goodness forbid vegans ever have a long day at work or a bad night's sleep or look haggard because they don't want to put makeup on that day. It's because you're vegan.
Yeah.
So hang in there.
And I'm glad that she didn't leap to blaming the lack of protein after 23 hours of eating plant-based foods.
Yeah.
Like, there is protein in plants. In fact, all protein originates in plants.
Yeah.
And the only reason that protein exists in an animal product is because that animal eats plants.
Yeah.
Cows eat plants. Pigs eat plants. Chickens eat plants. Then we eat them. Human skeletal muscle also contains protein, but we don't eat humans. All protein
Animals are the
comes
middlemen.
from plants. Yes.
Yeah. But also, you know, occasionally you'll hear from vegans who report feeling a little bit fatigued. And that's common because what happens is when people go vegan, they don't realize that they actually need to eat more to replenish the calories that they were eating before. Because whole plant foods are nutritionally dense but calorically dilute. So you actually need to eat a little bit more to sustain your caloric DV.
If you make a nice oil-free, whole food, plant-based red lentil soup, for example, or a chili or a black bean soup, all of which are on our channel, just sub out the oil for like veggie stock when you're sauteing. You can eat 3 bowls, 4 bowls. I've heard Dr. Michael Clapper say this, like a nice hearty vegetable soup with no oil, no added salt, no added sugar. Eat away.
The glory of eating a whole food plant-based diet is there's no portion control. Whether you go back for a 4th bowl of vegetable soup, who cares? It's vegetable soup. It's beautiful for the patients who've been so how many calories and how I got to weigh my portions and how many carbs there. It really doesn't matter if you're eating whole plant foods. Now the key is whole plant foods. If Oreos are vegan and granola bars and energy drinks, these are processed foods. But as long as you're sticking to food as grown, how many apples can you eat? And you wind up nice and lean, even though you're eating lots of food, because the calorie density is so low because the fiber and water content is so high.
Like tomatoes, onions, garlic, kale,
Your body
beans.
knows.
I'm really packing on that cannellini bean weight.
Yeah.
All those cannellini beans.
All that broccoli.
Oof, all that broccoli going right to my gut. It's not a thing.
No.
I brought my little vegan meal. What is that, Devin? Well, let me show you. It's the same thing I had from last night. The veggie dumplings, the roasted serrano peppers, avocado, corn, mushrooms, and then I have a little salad with this salad dressing that is vegan, and I just found it in the work fridge. I don't think anyone would mind if I just took a little slash.
Now, my assumption when I entered into this challenge was that this baby was going to be extra fussy on Tuesday because of the lack of meat in her life. Gonna keep it. But I was pleasantly surprised to find out that I wasn't cranky. I guess I had done a pretty good job of proteining myself. Or it was as I had suspected, that this body could sustain on carbs alone.
You take it.
The word carbs has been taken and abused and twisted and bastardized and just beaten to a shitty pulp to where now the word carbohydrate is either loved or adored or feared or hated or blah. Carbohydrates are a macronutrient along with fat and protein. We need all 3. And guess which foods have all 3? Plants.
The perfect balance of them.
Plants have carbohydrates, yes, but they also have protein and they also have fat. When people say carbs, I feel like what they mean is like white refined sugar and white bread and white flour and I don't know, Captain Crunch cereal. Like that's what people think when they say the word carbohydrate.
Yeah.
They don't think, oh, beans, broccoli, cauliflower, bananas, oranges, apples. All these foods have carbs, yes. They also have protein. And they also have fat. Some plants are not as high in fat. Other plants are really high in fat.
Seeds and nuts.
Yeah,
are high in
avocados, high in fat. Obviously fruit, oranges, apples, bananas are going to be higher in carbs than fat. But overall, if all you do is just eat whole plant foods, potatoes, rice, beans, lentils, greens, you're going to have a really nice balance of all 3 macronutrients.
I think I f***ed up. I came home from dance class, starving, and I was like, you know what? This is perfect for one of my classic midnight hot chocolates. People have been asking me about my hot chocolate recipe. I'll never share it. I'm just kidding. It includes a lot of yummy things. Some of this, I use some reishi powder, get in there, my CBD oil, and then, critical ingredient, put a little square of chocolate, put it in there, doing my thing, and then I realized it says may contain milk. It says may contain, but it's not in the ingredients list. So I'm gonna treat it like it's vegan.
And you should.
Yeah, it is vegan.
As far as is possible and practicable, right? Like so many products that are vegan are made in factories that make non-vegan products, it's not very easy to get away from that yet.
No. It's more of an allergen warning.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a friend who says that her son literally can't eat anything that may contain dairy or is produced in a factory that makes things that contain dairy, because he is so severely allergic.
They do that with peanuts a lot. Even if it's like almonds, it'll be like processed in a facility that also processes peanuts. It's just an allergen warning.
Yeah, we wouldn't call that a fail by any stretch of the imagination.
If there's no dairy in the ingredients list, there's no reason to think there's purposeful dairy in the product.
So I have been working from home all day because of all of what's going on in the world right now.
Can I just say, is that what you look like when you work from home?
I don't know what she does. She might need to be, like in meetings.
Full makeup, full hair.
I do voiceover, so I don't have to do anything. I literally get out of bed. I'm in my pajamas all day. I put zero effort.
I have to run to Hamburger Mary's, which is a famous gay bar here in LA, and I'm doing this drag bingo night, and I haven't eaten a damn thing. I'm gonna go to this bar, do this thing, say a couple words, and then I'm gonna expect to eat, but I have no idea what I am supposed to eat at this bar.
Give it up for Devin Lytle, every time you give it on top, let us know you're playing on top of Devin top.
This is what I really need to talk to you about. I f***ed up. I did. I went to the place thinking, okay, only fries. I feel like this is a thought that many vegan people have. They walk into an establishment and they think to themselves, fries, that's it. That's all I'm gonna eat, only fries. But then the fries came with ranch. And then the ranch came with drag queens, and it was all so spicy that I needed to take a dip. I was helpless. But I promised myself that I would be honest with y'all when I made a mistake. So, put it on the mistake ticker.
No, I wouldn't classify that as a mistake. I would say that you didn't have to have the ranch. We would say that a mistake is when, say, they brought out what you thought was vegan dressing because you requested vegan dressing, and then you ate it, and then they come back, they're like, oh, we're so sorry, this is the vegan dressing, we messed up. And you're like, oh, oops, that's a mistake.
Yeah.
You didn't know, you thought that was a vegan dressing. A mistake is something that happens without your knowledge. You might argue, well, it was served to me, so now it's going to go to waste. But see, that's the thing, that's why the ethics come into play. It already went to waste because ingesting it is not good for you spiritually or physically. For us, when that's happened, which is not very often anymore because now we know, we think ahead.
We know what to ask for.
And we make sure, like, don't include this, don't include that, no ranch dressing, no whatever. But if by chance they still, which has happened, they still give it to you, we just don't eat it.
And one could argue, I think Vegan Foot Soldier argued this in a video of his. He said it's actually more beneficial to the vegan movement for you to tell them, no, throw this ranch in the garbage and bring me a dressing that is vegan, because now they're losing a little bit of money because they've just wasted inventory on you. Because if you eat the ranch, then they're just going to be like, yeah, I gave them fries, I gave them ranch, they ate it. All right, cool. So if they bring you a ranch dressing, you can just calmly and politely say to the waiter or waitress, hey, oh, this is ranch dressing. I'm sorry, I don't eat animal products. Would you mind bringing me a dressing that is vegan? And then they'll bring you something. Sometimes barbecue sauce is or isn't vegan. Usually mustard is cool. Usually ketchup is cool. And sometimes they have other vegan options. Like some restaurants do carry vegan ranches or vegan blue cheese dressings.
And what that does collectively, when we do that, when we vocalize, it normalizes veganism. By the way, we've been to Hamburger Mary's a couple of times, and I could have sworn there was a veggie burger on the menu. Could have sworn, but maybe back then I was vegetarian and the veggie burger contained eggs. I'm not sure. Let's see where the menu is. Oh, they have the Beyond Burger.
They have the Beyond Burger.
Dude, that's vegan.
Come on.
Hey, see, when we went, they didn't even have that.
Good morning. It is day 4 of this vegan challenge, and it is also Bagel Thursday here at work. Bagel Thursday in the age of Corona just hits differently, you know? Do bagels have eggs in them? I don't know if bagels are vegan, so I think I'm just gonna hold off.
A lot of bagels are vegan. There is a bagel called the egg bagel. Not vegan, but usually plain bagels, everything bagels, sesame bagels, onion bagels.
They're vegan.
Those are usually vegan.
My day 4 was on March 12th, 2020, which was the day that a lot of schools in the US closed because of COVID-19. It was also the day that Trump decided to mouth kiss a bunch of CEOs after telling the country that we were under a national emergency. Weird waters out there. It's a hell of a time to change your diet.
It's not really a hell of a time to change your diet, considering that the reason we're in this mess in the first place is because we've been exploiting animals for far too long.
You can check out our recent video on Bill Maher's new rule segment. Most of our major diseases that get spread across humanity are zoonotic, meaning they jump from animals to humans. So if we stop exposing ourselves to large populations of animals who we force to be in large populations because we want to exploit them and eat their flesh, might be in a better place than we are now.
The environment is in a bumpy state, okay? Like, there's no denying it. And if we don't take measures into our own hands to kind of push ourselves outside of our comfort zone now, then who the hell knows what life is gonna look like in 200 years? If you don't wanna commit to being animal product free every day of your life, that's fine. I don't know if I'm gonna commit to doing that either. Maybe we look into just doing 2 to 3 meatless days a week.
Well, you know what we think about that, you know. For the animals who were exploited on those days, that statement doesn't make much of a difference. Again, replace the victim. Let's just inflict suffering, torture, abuse, and pain on them a couple times a week. A couple times a week is fine. We might not commit to doing, you know, the full...
Yeah. I'm not going to go like fully pro LGBTQ rights. I'm not going to do that. Right? And that's fine. That's fine. You don't have to see gay and trans people as equal to you all the time.
Just 2 days a week.
Just 2 or 3 days a week.
Yeah.
Just try to envision a gay person being treated equally.
Yeah.
And
See,
then you're fine.
that's the hypocrisy and that kind of statement, but that goes with not knowing what veganism is. So this is just us informing.
Something else that I found out we can do was to look for products made with recycled packaging. Like, for example, this week I snagged some vegan Talenti sorbet and some Best Foods vegan mayo, and both of those products were made with recycled packaging. So that is cool. So it is officially a work from home day today. I'm in my cute work from home outfit.
That
not
is
a
my
bra
work from
inside.
home look.
That's not like
it. Yeah, except my bangs are usually like this. When I wake up, they're like this.
Site, and my roommate and Patrick are home as well, and I was like, oh fun, a work from home day, like, does anybody want some scrambled eggs? You know, Pat and Ross said yes, and then I remembered I can't eat scrambled eggs.
It's not that you can't, it's that you won't, because you stand for animal rights and you speak up for the victims.
Yes, you're choosing not to exploit another female because it's wrong.
Yeah.
It's wrong to exploit
female animals for their reproductive systems. Who, by the way, I was reading in my chicken health book, a non-vegan book, by the way, the ag industry has actually bred maternal instincts out of chickens. Because...
Well, we wouldn't want them caring about their eggs.
Yeah, that way they won't sit on their eggs and they'll keep producing eggs. Because what happens is when chickens lay eggs, you know, chickens who haven't been f***ed with, they sit on their eggs and they get broody. That's what it's called. They get broody. Means if you try to put your hand in there, they don't like it. They defend their babies.
Also, here's some footage of male baby chickens being thrown into a grinder alive.
Yeah.
Because they don't lay eggs.
They don't lay eggs, so they're considered a waste product.
Yeah, egg-laying chickens and meat chickens, 2 different breeds. And so the male egg-laying chicken, useless. Half of all egg-laying chickens are killed instantly on day 1 of their life, and then egg-laying chickens are also killed after about 18 months when their egg-laying production ceases to be profitable.
What do you say about pasture-raised eggs, though? We've talked about this many times before, but remember, pasture-raised doesn't always mean what you think it means.
Nope.
These are all marketing terms to get you to buy the product and feel less guilty about the cruelty you're contributing to. Laying an egg is very taxing on a chicken's body. And unfortunately, most chickens today lay an egg every day, but that's not what's natural, and their bodies become depleted, and that's why most sanctuaries just feed the eggs right back to the chickens.
Plus, it's just a chicken's period.
Yeah, it's kind of gross.
I don't know why you want to eat that.
But I already offered it, so I'm gonna make some scrambled eggs for my boys. Do you want some scrambled eggs? Me too, Mars. Me too.
1 second. Devin, this magical thing right here. Kalanamak salt. You can get it on Amazon.
You can probably find it in store somewhere in LA.
Sprinkle a little bit of this in your tofu scramble. Brian
Don't like it.
doesn't like it because it
Do not
literally
like it,
tastes
'cause
like
it tastes
eggs.
like eggs, and eggs taste like farts.
It's literally like a Willy Wonka candy
That's egg flavor.
that's egg
Yeah, I can
flavored.
smell it from here. It's like very strong.
It's literally 100% the taste of eggs.
Yeah, eggs come out of a chicken's ass / vagina. I don't know if you knew that. It's called a cloaca. It's one hole.
Yeah.
One hole where all the things come out of.
These are my little pita pockets. Apologies, I already took a bite out of it because I couldn't wait. It's got spinach, mushrooms, vegan cheese, and my brown salsa that I love. You guys, salsa is vegan, just in case you didn't know. That's good. Okay.
Sound like you're trying to convince yourself.
It's just really missing the mayo.
Do we have vegan mayo?
Good thinking.
So we're getting creative. These are tofu bricks with some Jamaican jerk seasoning and some broccoli. That's for Pat. But other than that, this looks like an excellent meal, and I'm very excited. It is a Friday night, Friday the 13th. We're just experimenting with a fun menu.
Day 7, the week is officially over, but that does not mean that the challenge has stopped for me. Now more than ever, making tiny sacrifices in the name of the greater good is top line priority.
I would argue that it's not a sacrifice. You're not giving up anything when you go vegan. You're simply stopping taking what was never yours in the first place. You could argue like, I really liked exploiting these chickens, but it's wrong.
Yeah.
So
I don't think
you're
anyone
not-
likes it. They just don't think about it as exploiting.
Right.
They just think about it as the inanimate object that it is now on the shelves in the stores.
Giving up animal products wasn't a big deal for me. Were there pain points in the week? Sure, but overall, this wasn't too much of a stretch for me. I also learned that during this week, I lowered my carbon footprint by 73%. That's significant. Those numbers are significant enough for me to commit to being vegan at least 2 weeks a month. So switching my diet and buying products that use packaging that was previously recycled was a part of my Greta Thunberg challenge for myself this week. Tune in next week to find out what other Greta Thunberg challenge I have for myself. Until then, I love you, you beautiful nerds.
Well, that was certainly more refreshing than, say, the usual,
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna try going vegan for a week, oh, what's this? And then it's like, they make it all negative and,
Yeah.
and oh, it's so
doesn't
hard,
taste
it
the
doesn't taste the same.
same.
A lot of people do fall into veganism first through what they eat. And then they learn about the ethics. It's not always the other way around.
It's not. Some people watch Earthlings and go vegan overnight, but most people, I think, they hear about it because, oh, this one celebrity is vegan, or oh, this person that I know is
The
vegan.
motivators are different all across the
This
board.
bodybuilder is vegan. How did he get so big? I wonder if I could do it.
Yeah. What veganism is about, though, is the ethics. The ethics is veganism. And we shall go plant-based 2 weeks a month.
Yeah,
And maybe
and that's nice for the carbon footprint and the environmental footprint. It's not nice for the animals during the other 2 weeks that get needlessly slaughtered for food. It's a step in the right direction. It's not... What are you doing, baby May? It's not the end goal. The end goal is veganism. Veganism should be the moral baseline. It's literally the least we can do for our fellow Earthlings.
Yeah.
It's the least we can do is not just needlessly torture them and murder them.
Well, it really comes down to knowing why you're doing the
Yeah.
thing that you're doing. In
Yeah.
this case, going vegan. Like, who's to say, a few weeks from now, who's to say that she learns a little bit more about the ethics?
So that's it for this video, guys. We just wanted to share with you our thoughts on Devin's 7-day plant-based trial. Let us know what you thought. Did you watch her video? What did you think? Let us know in the comments below.
And check us out on Instagram and Facebook and Etsy for some cool vegan swag. Thank you so much to all of our Patreon patrons. You really help our activism and you help us help animals.
We'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye!
Bye. The corona hair is in full effect at this point. I feel like you can see how nutrient deficient I am because my hair just keeps growing thicker and thicker and longer.
Yeah.
Because I'm a nutrient deficient vegan.
I just had to trim my bangs for the second time in 2 weeks. I think I have to trim them every week.
Yeah.
No.
You're really deteriorating.
I'm deteriorating.
Hi, Gracie.
Oh, baby. Oh, no. Come with mommy.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Un beso.
No beso.
No beso.
No beso por mamá.
I know.
Stop.
We're halfway through.
I know, Petunia. I could not get it to stop.
You're worth it to me.